So what be happening with them? Like, all right, this is really random, guys. This is really random. All right, so what be happening with the people who want to say, like, who be talking about like sovereignty and all that, like let's say like the Moorish brothers and things like that, and they end up but they end up going to jail and getting knocked over the head. Why are they going to jail? Like, if all this stuff is, yeah.
You know why? And there's no right to nobody. So please don't put no stuff in my DM on the real. But what it is they're talking about their natural sovereignty. No contract can take away your sovereignty. You know why? Because if the contract is illegal, once you void that contract down, your sovereignty is already in place because God gave you the sovereignty. The minute you were born and you put your foot on the soil, that's your sovereign land right there.
Yeah.
That's your sovereign land right there. So no amount of a contract could change none of that. You have to recognize that is a contract that you can void out, because if they don't disclose what type of contract it is, it's not valid.
So all right, so taking it back to music business, right? With these contracts.
I used to be in music a long time ago.
You used to be in music?
I used to do independent. I used to have my own independent record label.
Oh, word. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to stay on too long, you know, and I think that we can kind of just jump on into it. One of the things that I want people to do, because we're not going to be on here long, and we know that people end up coming through and they, you know, kind of hang out for a little bit. What's up, DJ Trick Styles? That's my guy, back down in North Carolina. So, right. So what we've been doing, we've been analyzing, we've been doing Soundboard Sundays for a year, and we've been doing it on Instagram. And one of the main reasons why we started Soundboard Sundays was it was from a great conversation that I had with Max, and Max said, hey, you want to go on live and just kind of chat about this? Because we were just kind of just chatting off the cuff and a little bit of a freestyle. And I was like, well, like, let's do a show. And, you know, at that specific time, it was like, we need to be able to build the bone for showing up on live or for showing up on IG, which I feel like, you know, we've covered that. And so just talking and with my team and talking with Max, we decided that we're going to switch the platforms up to go to YouTube and even potentially Facebook. So, first one, if you want to go live, right? Yeah, so for YouTube and Facebook, because when I think about when I was doing a bunch of learning, a bunch of like self-taught learning with music production and audio engineering aspects of it, and even just business, and even right now, I'm primarily on YouTube. And so I'm like, where can I go, or where can Soundboard Sundays go to be of service to the community? Because that's the most imperative thing, is to be of service. And then, right, just to be of service. So we're going to be switching to YouTube. It's either, it could be like by next week. What's next Saturday?
Next Saturday, let me double check. Today's the 3rd, 4th. It's going to be on the 10th, next Sunday.
Okay, the 10th. Okay, so at the very least by the 10th, just seeing all the things all the moving parts that have to go on. I'm up in Washington, D.C. right now, my hometown, just to help some families settle up some things. And so I'm up here for not super duper long, but I shall be returning back to North Carolina relatively within the week. So I don't want to say we're going to hop on the 10th and I have to recalibrate when I get back down. So as early as the 10th, but then let's see, probably what's that, like the 17th would be the next Sunday after that, I guess. So, right, as late as the 17th, we will be on YouTube. So what I'll still continue to promote on IG Live, but we really want people to come over to YouTube so that, live chat and questions can be answered, and, you can even pop links,
Yes. That's it.
NXXN Beats, what's good, bruh? Blessings for joining us. We're having a little special announcement about Soundboard Sundays. So that's also what I want music producers and emerging artists to just understand, is that you start something, it's about building a habit. The building of the habit is the most crucial aspect about doing anything, right? Just starting off. The Mortgage Eliminator, what's good?
That's Orlando.
So, Orlando, what's good, Orlando?
What's going on?
Okay, we're gonna have Orlando come on real quick. Orlando, let's just have Orlando come on real quickly.
That's the
Let's
guy.
get to my guy real quick.
He's probably gonna have some good ideas for what we're building.
Orlando, I just sent you a request. Orlando, what's going on, brother?
What's happening?
Hey.
Soundboard Sundays morning meetup family. What's going on, brother?
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
Man, not bad at all, man. How you been? I haven't seen you in a little bit. I've been hanging off of the morning meetup for a little bit, but you were eliminating mortgages when I was there, and so what's going on?
Eliminating mortgages even when you're there, when you're not.
That part. Yeah, so I was just, talking to my audience about the fact that we're taking our platform, we're moving our platform over to YouTube, because that's primarily where our demographic, where the music producers, emerging music producers and emerging singer-songwriters are getting a lot of their information from. And I'm just like, I don't know, like it's a love-hate relationship with IG, because, we've been doing a lot of promotions, and it's just like the timing or whatever like that. People have to be able to be there at a certain specific time, and IG wants you to. I don't know. It's just a lot. So we're gonna test out, and it's just a pivot. It's a pivot.
If I could make a suggestion.
Yeah, let's hear it. What do you got?
I would say just test it on YouTube. Don't do the conversion all the way over till you know that it's more beneficial for you on YouTube. Because what you would hate to do is do the total pivot over on YouTube, and it doesn't manifest the numbers that you wanted to.
Right. Have you seen? Go ahead.
So if you balance it out, where you do a test run and you do certain days over there and see what the numbers are, and then judge it from that perspective, and then if the numbers are better than what it is over here on IG, then make that shit.
That's a really great suggestion.
Wisdom always coming out of.
That's a really great suggestion. Yes, you should do multicast. Yeah.
Let me write that.
Trick style. The thing with IG is, like, IG doesn't like third-party apps a lot, and so they'll be a little wild and crazy when you're trying to post from there. But no, like, we're gonna.
You could do it from your website, and then post on YouTube from there. So you don't have to do it primarily from IG. You could you could set up a website and then put your content on your website and then repost it onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how to do that, but I know that that's a way you can circumvent the situation.
Circumvent the situation. Word. Yeah. So yeah, no, that's a really great idea. I'm trying to figure out what days and times are you really watching lives?
Yo, I'm like now, since because I ain't a real technical savvy social media person, so I got Boondook and them to hook me up. That's my team now. Once they got me on IG, I'm doing live at least like 3 to 4 times in a day.
What time of day?
Like sometimes like mainly in the afternoon to the evening. Like morning time, you don't get the engagement that much because it's early morning. People ain't, they strolling, but they ain't going live. Every now and then you might see it live early in the morning, but really ain't nobody doing that. Everybody just brushing their teeth and, they try to be like, hello,
They got that steak breath in the morning, like what? Yeah.
So by 12 o'clock, 11:30, 12, that's when you start seeing it. I mean, when you start seeing a little pickup. But definitely in the afternoon though.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we were definitely thinking about, again, the afternoon, the evening too, because there's a lot of the demographics is in the 30s. It's grown adults, men and women, with people with families who are venturing off, and want to level up in music production and singing and songwriting and things like that. So that's amazing. Great, really, really great feedback on that. So what's next for the Mortgage Eliminator, bro? Did you eliminate? Hold up, did you eliminate David Shan's mortgage? Because that's the last thing I remember you talking about.
Man, he ain't let me do nothing yet. And I told him, Dave, I said, let me do it, Dave. I do it for free. I said, just fly me down there and do the court calls. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, because I want him to know, this joint is real.
Yeah.
It's real. But what happened is, I think that people starting to know that it's real because one of my clients did a testimonial a couple of days ago, and it's on my IG page.
Mm-hmm.
So she did a and I wasn't the original person on the case. So she had a lawyer that got her all jammed up for 3 years straight. She was in Chapter 13. And this property had accumulated tremendous. So they really wanted this thing. So they was going at the house and the car. I'm talking about the city, the state, everybody wanted this thing.
So without, because I'm real curious about this, right? But without giving away too much of the sauce, what specifically is the ins and outs of eliminating mortgages? And I know this has nothing to do with Soundboard Sundays, but at the same token, many adults have mortgages, and if you can eliminate your mortgage, you can put that money somewhere a little bit more useful to you.
Project.
Exactly.
Into
your music project.
Yep.
So, in a quick nutshell, your deed are never supposed to be registered on the county registry. It's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
They reclassify it for tax purpose. So you got three breakdown that they classify it as: residential, commercial, and agricultural.
Agriculture, yeah.
So those are the 3 classifications for them to then repurpose it and take loans against the deed, the city municipality. So when the city municipality runs out of the budget, they'll sit back and say, "Oh, give me a car title or a mortgage or a deed, and then let's do a loan against that deed or that mortgage. They throw it up as collateral. And they go to the U.S. Treasury Department to do
it. Okay, all right. So say in Washington, D.C., that's my hometown, where it's not a state, though. That sounds like you can only do that with a state.
No, you can do that because all them contracts that you sign are unilateral contracts. Every business is a unilateral contract. So unilateral contracts are one-sided contract that's non-negotiable, but they don't never disclose what type of contract it is. But we don't never ask the question either.
Why don't we ask questions?
We because first of all, who believes everything they hear all the time? I mean, we've been conditioned, but all the time we saying, "Yo, that don't sound right." So if it don't sound right, start asking the question. If you already saying something ain't sound right, and you already scratching your head like, "Yo, that don't sound right," then why your mouth ain't saying, "Yo, explain it, break it down in detail."
Right.
But we get fearful, like, "Ooh, I can't ask that question." Yeah. Why not? But somebody like me as a melanated brother, I say eliminate mortgages. Oh, that's a scam. But if a non-melanated person say, I can get you out that mortgage, how fast are you paying him?
Wow.
How fast you gonna pay him?
Sink in.
Yeah, I think that it's a what's it called, man? It's like I don't know. Yeah, no, it is. It's got probably something to do with just going back and like at least in America, like the slavery time and the distrust that has been fostered amongst the people.
You're right. You're right. But you're believing your oppressor quicker than you are your own melanated brother. If your oppressor saying, I can get you out the mortgage, you mortgaging the house off to take the loan against the equity that you already paid for the house, but now you contracted to pay them more money that they already got to pay a non-melanated brother to get you out of something that they know they ain't gonna get you out of. They just gonna kick it down the road.
Two Fly, what's good, bro? That's my guy. That's so. So what made you look into, like, what made you just look into this? Because it's not something that, our community just readily knows.
Being homeless, brother. Damn. Being homeless, needing out of the trash can.
Damn.
Slum lords. Being on Section 8, slum lords, not fixing property. Want money but don't want to do nothing.
And where you at? You in New York?
Philly.
Oh, you in Philadelphia?
Yeah. So I had a question. What made you realize that? Okay, after being homeless, I don't want to work for a company, and I don't want to take that 9-to-5 route.
Oh, that was way before I even got homeless. That was a situation where I knew right there by working a 9-to-5, the math wasn't calculated.
Right.
The math wasn't calculated. It was like, yo, like this ain't happening. So like the IRS pays for everything. Like what I know now, I had a 700 credit score. I let that thing go. I let it go. You know why? Because once I found out that the Federal Reserve notes is 17 cents for every $100 bill, I mean, how this gonna pay off? And my credit, we all under unilateral contract. Unilateral contracts are one-sided. So if I know they one-sided, I'm already in a legal contract. You never told me what type of contract this was. So first of all, I'm not even obligated under this contract to even And then if Federal Reserve notes is 17 cents for every $100 bill, how the hell am I paying it? Hello? So I just said this is all a game. So the IRS is the accounting mechanism for everything moving. The United States is a corporational business that was established in 1925 and registered as a business. So once you know that, it's like, I mean, all I gotta do is let the IRS run all the paperwork and let them do it.
Is this something that's international, or is this just for the United States? Like, what about our family up in Canada and things like that?
Well, if you got a treaty with the United States, it's connected. It's connected. As long as you got a treaty. Because that treaty is connected to the United States.
Jeez.
Hey, man. Y'all doing more than just eating cheesesteaks up there, man. Y'all getting into the books, brother. Y'all get into the books, man.
I mean, listen, dog. When you've been homeless or whatever, you tend to find out how this system really works. Because it took me 10 years to figure all this out. This is only bookkeeping, accounting, trust, law, and tax. That's all this is. Think of the United States as you would a Walmart or a Target, just on a bigger scale. That's all this is.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a corporation, because every single time I went to, like, had to go to court for like a ticket or something like that, or the one time
administrative courts. All your courts are administrative.
Yeah,
They're not courts of law. They're courts of administrative. So you got Article 1 courts. Your district courts are Article 1 courts. All your state courts, all your county courts, they're all Article 1 courts.
my guy said, gotta become a secured party. I think that's creditor. Ask you about that.
Not. You can if you want, but it really ain't necessary. All you gotta do is, once you get everything off the lien and stuff, because I say this, the reason why I say you really don't, because name me one millionaire that corrected their status. Name me one non-melanated person that corrected their status. And I mean, eliminating everything they had. That's not needed in commerce. These are all contracts. Everything. Your birth certificate, a contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what be happening with them? Like, all right, this is really random, guys. This is really random. All right, so what be happening with the people who want to say, like, who be talking about like sovereignty and all that, like let's say like the Moorish brothers and things like that,
go there,
and they end up but they end up going to jail and getting knocked over the head. Why are they going to jail? Like, if all this stuff is, yeah,
you know why? And there's no gripe to nobody, so please don't put no good stuff in my DM on the real. But what it is they're talking about their natural sovereignty. No contract can take away your sovereignty. You know why? Because if the contract is illegal, once you void that contract out, your sovereignty is already in place, because God gave you the sovereignty. The minute you were born and you put your foot on the soil, that's your sovereign land right there.
Yeah.
That's your sovereign land right there. So no amount of a contract could change none of that. You have to recognize that is a contract that you can void out, because if they don't disclose what type of contract it is, it's not valid.
So, all right. So taking it back to music business, right? Is with
And
these
I used
contracts.
to be in music a long time ago. So
You used to be in music?
I used to do independent. I used to have my own independent record label.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's getting interesting.
I used to manage and produce music too. So yeah.
So with record labels, right? Because I was watching, I don't know if anybody's been watching Wu-Tang on Hulu. It's an amazing series. I mean, there's some fictional stuff in there, but it's absolutely amazing to see how the Wu-Tang Clan kind of builds from just being some hood dudes to essentially obviously having a series about them, 30, 40 years later. So the hood artists who they're picking up off the streets and tossing money at them, but obviously that money needs to be recouped, and pretty much the artist is signing over a lot of their image in perpetuity. Can that artist also, if they don't understand, I guess, the contract, can they get out of it?
Yeah, because it's all unilateral. I guarantee it's all unilateral contract. Plain. This is how you know it's a unilateral contract. Real simple. If somebody presents a contract to you and they don't ask you, what's your counter offer to what they're offering, then that's a unilateral contract. A unilateral contract, in simple terms, is these are the terms and conditions, take it or leave it.
Man, Facebook does that.
Think about if you go get a car, go buy a car. Do they ask you your terms and conditions or what's your counter offer?
No.
No. So if they're not having that conversation with you, that's a unilateral contract.
Right. And they definitely, I went to go get a car too, and I was like, so, what's the budget room?
But you already paid for the car. But the thing is, the car is already paid when they do a credit transaction is considered a cash transaction. So it already paid for the car. The credit already paid for the car. They just got you to pay again. They do double booking interest. They get you to pay triple time because they run the social, they collateralize the social and the signature, and they get you to give them the Federal Reserve note. But the Federal Reserve notes are tax or debt notes. So then the IRS comes in and says, now you got to pay taxes on that vehicle that you just purchased, even though your credit already financed.
Gosh.
So they done hit you 3 times under one transaction. Under one transaction.
Knocking 3 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
Because your signature's worth $1 million. Damn. Yeah.
Wait. You just said something real heavy. You gotta your signature's worth $1 million. How is your signature worth $1 million? With your birth certificate?
With your birth certificate, because you're shorting your body was insured.
Right.
Because what happened was that birth certificate is a 3 breakdown contract. You are a property, you have assets, and you're a shareholder.
Damn.
So you're a shareholder into the bankrupt corporation, which they call the United States Corporation Company, that was established in 1925. And you are a shareholder because now all the revenue that they generated off that social, but then they insured your body because once your mother and father signed the birth certificate, they signed you over not knowing what they were doing. They signed you over as property to the corporation business. So now you're a surety to them. So now they could collateralize that birth certificate multiple times to make revenue from it. But you never see none of it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what I figured. I don't know. Like I said, that's what I figured was going on because we don't got remember them cartoons? Some people are too, young for the cartoon, but a lot of people are old enough to remember, like, Fort Knox. Whenever you see the Fort Knox in like the cartoon, like the Warner Brothers cartoons, but that was like because there was gold here, and it's all like a reserve note right now.
Right.
You know.
Right. There's 17 cents. The $20 bill is 13.3 cents.
That's crazy.
So wrap your head around that. And I say that all the time because I want the mind shift to change. I want people to start questioning, well, how everything getting, how we getting cars, I want that question to be shifted.
Guys, and just real quickly, this is Orlando Acosta, the Mortgage Eliminator. This was a little heavy conversation. I love it. This is what we're supposed to be asking about. 1933. Hold on. Let me let my guy Taiwan come on live. Make sure you guys are following. Make sure you guys are following the Mortgage Eliminator right now, because this is really random, but also amazing though.
And follow this man too. Follow both of them because they my guys.
Yeah, Taiwan, I just sent you a request to come live if you can. Let me know if you're able to come live. But in the meantime, Taiwan Too Fly asked 1933. Ask him. I don't know what that is. I'm in the bed.
He was saying the bankruptcy in 1933 when
what's that?
When everything. That's when the United States was bankrupt in 1933. That's when they told every person that they had to turn in the gold and silver. All the gold and silver. So what they were doing was they were robbing the individual. Because under Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution, only gold and silver could pay any particular debts. Anything outside of that, under Article 1, Section 10, is considered illegal. So Federal Reserve notes were originally military scripts, strictly for the military, never supposed to be released to the general public. Only Congress released the Federal Reserve notes. But they didn't even really have authority to do that under the Constitution.
So with all of the information, right? So are you ever concerned? Because it seems like there's a benefit to keeping people stuck, right? Especially like in the music business, there's a benefit to keeping people ignorant to certain laws.
Yeah, you're right. It's a benefit to them, not to you.
So why do you do this? What is your big why?
My big why is because when I went to the establishment at times to get help for where I was at the time and having the issues I did, turned their back. Turned their back. And, being out there is like, yo. And when I really found out that all this was not true and everything we was taught was a lie, it was like, come on. It was like, come on. You know what I mean? And I'm always an underdog anyway. And being as though, being out there and needing help and assistance and wasn't getting it. And I'm sitting around. I ran for state rep in my city twice.
Damn.
I won, and they made sure I didn't even get to see, because why? I was going to go up there and make changes, and I was going to make changes for the best. I was writing my own policy, my own legislation. I wasn't going by asking them nothing. I was drafting it, because you don't have to wait for nothing. You could draft up your own policy and procedure, and they work for you. You tell them, I need you to put this on the floor. And when they wasn't doing it, I said, all right, then I'm gonna run against you. But when I figured out that the whole system was the way it was, I said, oh, all right, I can deal with this a whole different way.
That's amazing, bro.
Damn.
That's amazing, man. And I hope that everybody is
and you the
hearing
next
this.
Because you the next Montel, man, because you asked some real good, solid questions.
For real.
You're serious.
So in the music business, right? In the music business, what made you get stop doing music, producing music and independent? Was it just a life situation, or was it like a switch? It was
a little bit of both. It was artists. It was the artists not following what needed to be done. They wasn't being committed to showing up to the studio, and you spending like 30 grand, 40 grand on projects. And then taking that as an L, I mean, and then what did it for me, I had a major deal on the table for one of my artists, and she just saying, all right, I'm going to be down there. And we had the contracts ready to go. And she never showed.
Oh, damn, man.
Oh, that's your reputation. And
Oh, man.
And we talking at that time, you know, that was life-changing money at that point. Like getting out what we had already worked for, and here you go freezing up, talking about I'm coming and never show. I'm at the office like, where you at?
Right.
Damn.
And
go ahead.
And you know, I'm sitting there like, yo, did you go get them plane tickets? And you telling me, yeah, but you ain't show up. Like, what
would you have done? What would you have done differently in hindsight?
You know what? Now looking at it, because it was coming so fast, I'm kind of glad it didn't.
Right.
Because it was a whirlwind. It went from not being recognized to, yo, like, now everybody want to talk to you.
Right, yeah.
Who was the artist?
Me and her don't even talk no more, so I ain't even about to give her that credit.
I got you. Yeah,
that's about to give her that credit.
Yeah, that's that right. So it just seems like, because that happens too. It's like, dang, why did I blow up, or why didn't this end up happening? And a lot of the times, at least from what I understand, from my understanding, is that the Most High, universe, whatever people end up calling it, this higher power is like, I know what it's going to do to you.
Yeah.
And it's going to be worse off than if you don't have it. Yep. And so many times we're like, yo, like, guys, I'm trying to push something and it's not working out. And it's like, listen, by the end of you pushing this all the way through, you're going to be like, might have killed somebody or strung out on drugs, because the music industry is very, 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 very wild.
Yeah.
Like when you start getting up in there, and if you can't make sure that you're maintaining your independence, and it's just, I've always heard everybody just talk about how grimy it is. It's grimy in the streets.
Yo, listen, I had a couple people approached me. I ain't gonna go deep into it, but I already knew, I was like, yo, nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
Right.
And it wasn't to the high level, but it was like, yo, if you do X, Y, and Z, this was what could happen. And I'm like, no, I'm good.
It came with a certain energy.
It's like, pick one of these doors.
Yep, they always talk about the doors.
And I ain't picking that door. I ain't doing that door. I don't flow for that team.
That's it. Man.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's always some weird kind of stuff, but at the same token, it's like it is like, you know, if you want to stay out the way, like you can stay out the way though too. You know, if you should stand on your morals and your principles, and you're like,
that's before I knew what it was. Once I got into the arena, I was like, oh no, this ain't what I signed up for.
Jeez. And that was with you being independent.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
This was when they wanted to talk about the office. You know, before the deal came through. You know, and whatnot.
Trying to get you to do something strange for some change, man.
Yeah, and I'm like,
for the paperwork.
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. I'd rather eat chicken wings and shrimp fried rice before I do that.
Tell me this, man. Why do you was the artist from Philadelphia?
Yeah.
So why? Because we've had Jill Scott, we've had the Roots, we've had Cassidy, we've had Meek. Why do you think that Philly is kind of like on a little? It's kind of like on a little hush hush right now. Erica White, what's good? Coast City Rhymes, what's good, bro?
Not necessarily is on a hush. It's that people don't have a lot of people don't have their business together.
The business.
You got your business together, and you got your marketing and your revenue stream and your capital right. I mean, you could blow your own, especially now with social media the way it is.
Yeah,
you could blow it like crazy. It's not about, and then now it's not even about the music. It's about the marketing. Yeah. Because you can have a trash song, but if the marketing is straight, they rotating that every week.
Every week, yeah. And that's what I think that
good point.
I think that the marketing is like that it's that last little piece, because me and my squad and team, we had all of the music. We even had okay marketing strategies. We just ran out of some money inside of the budget, you know? So actually, again, it goes back to just understanding the music business aspect of it. But I don't like, so this is my whole point, where I don't like the fact that marketing is pushed so much over having quality music, because I think that when Jay-Z, they just 25 years since Reasonable Doubt, it's because the whole thing was good. They had the great music, they had the good marketing, and they had some budget to go behind it. It was a trifecta. The budget. Yeah.
That's because back then it was about music. It was about quality. It was about quality.
Right.
But now it ain't about music. Music is 5%. It's 95% business.
Yeah.
Shoot, man, that's real.
That's 100%.
That's real.
Man. So back then you had quality. Back then it was about, we need to hear the music. You didn't get signed if you didn't have quality to your music. You wasn't getting signed. If you didn't have a message, you wasn't getting signed. You had to have quality and you had to have a message. You know, or you had to be relatable to a certain situation. Whether you was talking about hustling, whether you were talking about, Black Power, whatever the case may be. Black Thought, groups like Black Thought,
the Roots,
Underground, something like that. Or pop or something like that. Brenda's Got a Baby, something like that. Or, quality stuff. Now it's like whatever. It's like whatever. I can make a 5-second song, get a little catchy hook, and I ain't gotta be talking about nothing. Get a nice little beat behind it. I'm good.
Nice little beat, right? A nice little beat, a quality beat. Music producers, listen to that. Quality beat, and again the hooks. I've always told artists, I've always told specifically like the rappers, it's about the hooks.
Right.
You know, if you got that hook together, ain't nobody really super duper unless you like a. And I'm not saying this to rappers so that you don't have any substance inside of your bars, but for the most part, you got to grab people with the hook and that beat, you know, and the music. The agenda is to push the nonsense now, and we bought it.
Come on,
that's why I said that. Yep, that's 100%.
Well, no. A couple of years ago, if you really think about it, back in the 90s, they had a meeting about how they was going to make the shift in the music. It was going to go
yeah. I heard about the meeting, the secret meeting created hip hop.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They created the NWA, the violence aspect of it, to getting away from the conscious who you are and recognizing your melanin, you know, and stuff like that. You know, and yeah, that was all strategic. So I know those meetings happen. Because even back in the 90s, they would say, well, if you do a little bit of this and change it, they would tell females. I mean, if you wear the booty shorts and do this and do that, you know, we could sell you and market it a little bit better. So then, I mean, and you know, you could, I mean, your money get right, this, that, and that. I mean, so those conversations, but they pushed it a whole lot harder later on in the night.
Right. Mind control on our people. That's 100%. Yeah, I mean, I remember watching a documentary a little while ago when I was really deep into I'd say the wickedness of the music industry, because I'm a musician and an artist and music producer, and we just want to create music. It's like a doctor who just wants to be a doctor until you step into that doctor field, and then you start having bills to pay, and then you start, you know, writing prescriptions for people who are sending you off, for companies who are sending you off on golf trips and paying for stuff, you know, so it starts getting real wild with it. But I remember hearing a little documentary about that between like 1989 and 1992, that's kind of right around when like NWA, but then more so when like Dre kind of came back out solo and stuff like that. Right. But there was an increase of black folks, so-called black folks, going to school. There was like 60% increase, and then it decreased after we got that, like, right, the Hippocratic oath. Exactly. Right. It's hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they got to take. It's called the Hippocratic oath, like, for real. Produced by Pac. What's good? That's my guy. So
let me
go ahead.
My phone down. I'm gonna throw this on the charger real fast.
Right.
Okay, yeah, throw it on charger, man.
Man, this conversation is priceless.
It was, man. That was, again, that's Orlando Acosta, the Mortgage Eliminator, the Mortgage Eliminator. Interesting part about that is that mortgage, mort, is French for death, you know. And then I don't know what else gauge is or whatever like that, but it's, you're gonna pay this till you die, you know. Or you're gonna die with this whole situation. But wow, that was a really interesting left turn. Ebony Mocha 10, what's good, beloved? Yeah. We are having a chew on. Press 1 if you would like to come live. Got to hook up with Slim. That is for a fact. That is for a fact. The Mortgage Eliminator, Orlando Acosta. Met him in the morning meetup, a paid group. You never know who you will be in the room with when the group is being paid for, or when the group costs money to be involved, right? You know, it's like it levels up the energy, it levels up the mindset of the people because, oh, you put it in there, because people, we know, y'all been in free groups before? Like, y'all have been in free groups since everybody is an expert and nobody's really making no movements. You know, nobody's really making no movements for real. So, yes, definitely go follow the Mortgage Eliminator.
There's no real solutions at the end of the day.
And anybody still on, please press 1 if you want to go live. The main portion of this was just to talk about the fact that we're going to move Soundboard Sundays. We're going to move Soundboard Sundays over to YouTube and probably Facebook. But we're going to test it out. Orlando came with the OG wisdom, which was to try it out on another day. And I'm like, okay, you know, again, that's why we got to have, you know, again, you got to have, if you're the smartest person in the room, get out that room.
Man.
You're the smartest person out the room, get up that room. Money talks, BS, walks, exactly. The marathon, that's 100%. So I don't know, hopefully Orlando is able to come back on. I'm looking at the time right now, and it's 4:03. I think that we are out of time.
I'm thinking we could book him for an interview, man. That's knowing that he has the history in the music business and he
in the music business, yeah.
You know?
I would definitely like to see that. Yeah, no, that's definitely like, yeah. I mean, I didn't even know it. Like, y'all, that was really, really off the cuff, really random. But I never think that anything is random. I never do. I'm always looking for the deeper picture and things like that. And that was a little gem, a little blessing, because we just came on and just popped on real humble. And everybody's about to celebrate their holidays. I do not celebrate 4th of July because my ancestors were still enslaved in this country when there was freedom going on. And so it is a regular work day. It is a regular work day. Does he have a class? Just Taiwan, just DM or go on his page, go on the Mortgage Eliminator and DM him and say, hey, yo, this is To Fly Taiwan from Soundboard Sundays, from the Soundboard Sundays live that we were on today. And just, you know, just do that immediately and just check in with him. But if not, I will definitely put you guys together so that, cause I'm just like, man, goodness gracious, I need to like go ahead and holler at, you know, the Mortgage Eliminator, because it makes complete sense. You eliminate mortgage, right? You eliminate putting some money where it doesn't need to be, and you can actually put that money to leveling up. And y'all, really, another really interesting fact is that people are low-key getting out of this country. When I say getting out of this country, I'm talking about the U.S.
Right.
You know, people are low-key getting out of the U.S. because it's just getting real crazy here. And with the internet, we happen to be in a really great time. With the internet, we don't have to be tethered to our country of origin, I guess, you know, or our country of birth, should I say, right? So we can float anywhere. You know, I mean, imagine, you know, brothers and sisters, you know, imagine going to some of those places where they don't tell you about in the Congo, you know, that look amazing as long as they got internet, although, like, y'all power be going out over there, you know what I'm saying? I can't be messing around with Congo power. Miss Javon, what's going on, beloved? We're heading off, but a lot of people are ending their abusive, and I heard this from the sister, ending their abusive love affair with America, right? It's an abusive love affair. Like, it's like, I don't like, man, you know, stuff is getting raised. I don't like being here. It's racism. It is for folks from our group. But even, you know, from folks with other groups, you'd be surprised that in some of the more rural areas in the South, the white folks are saying some of the same things. You know, they just, I don't know if they're leaving. They're more less like, let me get my guns and do some stuff. But I'm like, hey, that ain't really my specific fight. So if you all see Coach Matty in another country, listen, don't worry. It's part of the plan. It's part of the plan. You know, as long as we got the internet. Yo, the beach, bruh. The beach, ladies and gentlemen. So but that's also something just to think about too. And when we have, like when we've gotten systems in place, I'm glad Orlando said about the business, because that's exactly what I was going to say. Watching Wu-Tang, watching the RZA do the music, he got signed, and then they just like let him go and all that, and then that's what sparked that drive to be like, yo, I got to actually put together a whole plan, not just, oh man, making beats, and or not just, man, I'm just rhyming and rapping. I need to put down a whole plan, a whole strategy, right? What is it going to cost somebody, an artist? What is it going to cost you if you do not have a strategy that you put together? And what does it cost you? What will it cost you in terms of time? I always think about the fact that a GPS, how much, whatever we spend on our telephones, buying the telephone and then paying for the service, but we got GPS. And we understand that we can get to one place faster by just, let me pop that thing in my GPS and keep moving. We already invest in ourselves with the money. Okay.
Can't overcomplicate that.
Let me have Orlando come on.
Okay,
real quickly, and we're gonna check out.
We need that last.
Orlando, I just sent you that. Okay, you just declined it, Orlando. Don't give me no old man ways, Orlando. Get on, bro. Get on, man. Charge that phone, brother. Let me send you another request.
Yeah, he said I moved to super strapped out here. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know if you heard the story in Atlanta. This girl got killed for arguing. Well, an employee killed her over the fact that she didn't put enough mayo on the person's sandwich. I was like, wait, what?
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. It is crazy popping off out here, right? It's crazy pop. Bro, I didn't even know you went to West Virginia. Shout out to that, man. Out here on Constitution. Strapped out here on Constitution. Get hit right. Let me tell y'all, do not come down to the South and just like in a rural area and just try to hop on somebody's like land. Everybody be strapped. Everybody be strapped. Like even to like the old grandma looking lady, strapped. White lady, strapped. So, it just is what it is. Orlando, man, you spicy, bro.
Yeah, it looks.
Let me try to get you back in here.
Man. Yeah,
that's amazing.
That strap is like their Bible.
Oh, 100%.
Jeez.
Mary Liz Payne, what's going on, beloved? How you doing today? Glad you could join us. We're just having just a chew, and Orlando Acosta, the Mortgage Eliminator, just came on and dropped a bunch of gems. Let us know that he's an expert in that mortgage elimination arena, and we were just talking about how we even got connected. Being in the morning meetup. So shout out to Dave and all the folks at the morning meetup.
For real, man.
Being in the room. You never really know. It's so many talented men and women, so many brilliant. You good?
You see it?
No, I don't see. What are we looking at?
Okay, no. I thought he sent the message.
No, I didn't see any message.
Better have both. Okay, got it. Perfect.
Yeah, better have both. They both are weapons. Yeah. You got a man, like I said, I think my love affair with America is coming to an end, because it's just getting wild and crazy. I know a brother who just made a move from Detroit over to South Africa. And he's like, man, showing the grocery stores. He's like, what food shortage where? What food shortage? Ain't no food shortage going on, in the motherland and things like that. Obviously you got famines, but ain't no food shortages going on in some of these motherland countries. And, we're still sitting here like, man, but they better like put some money on my books, like, anyways. Bro, I think that, man, we've been here long enough. This was really great. Guys, if you're not following Max Mupese and you are learning how to attract gigs,
yes,
right? You're learning how to perform. You need to go do that immediately. Again, think GPS. Think I'm getting into business. Think I need to move forward faster, right? And if you are into the music production aspect, right? You could be an artist, music producer. You could just be a music producer. I've got the keys to help you move faster and for you to not trip over the things that I've tripped over in the last 20 plus years of my career as a music producer. That's a food shortage. Oh, you said the food shortage is cap.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen. Listen. I worked in a grocery store. I don't know if it's capped or if it's not capped. I worked in a grocery store, in a co-op grocery store, like 2 years ago last year, and we saw absolute food shortages in the grocery store coming. And we didn't let, I guess, customers know, but we were always stock facing stuff, or at least the store was always stock facing stuff to the front, and just filling up like spaces that should be different varieties and flavors with just like one specific thing. Right. People are not going to work, in the United States, because a lot of people aren't going to work because people are not getting paid for their job. The cost of living is really, really, really high here. And so what I saw was that even the trucks that used to deliver the food to the grocery store, it wasn't enough people even working the trucks. So sometimes the trucks would be short. Sometimes the trucks would take a long time to get there. It was just they bought up the farmland and forces the farmers to destroy their crops. I did see that on a page, the brother Hebrews to Negroes. That's the page that the brother was on, another Hebrew Israelite brother, the actual brother who moved to South Africa, but made that move. But I mean, people got to think about making that move. Got to think about making that move. The beautiful thing is that you can have a studio, you can have recording equipment, you can put systems in place, you can have a budget, you can even know where money's coming from. You can do concerts all online. You can travel, you can move around, right? But it definitely takes thinking on a different level. And I highly suggest that folks who are interested in having that level up, that having those new strategies and those new ideas to implement for this time to come, to connect with myself. I am Matty McCaskill, Coach Matty, from the music producers, most likely music producers, but we get a lot of singer-songwriters. Yeah. They made the truckers stop driving on purpose. They wouldn't recognize their licenses in certain areas of the country. Now that's what Brother Two Fly is saying. And listen, I don't know every single thing that is going on. So all I can do is go by your word at this specific moment. But it's just reaffirming the fact that whatever they're planning on doing here in this country, I'm just like, I want to be counted out, what I'm saying, for whatever's kind of going on. But anyways, guys, it's been a blessing to come in front of you guys today. You guys found some value in this conversation. I'm just gonna upload it, and
get people to share some thoughts.
Yeah, just share some thoughts in the comments underneath this video once we upload it. Yes. It's been a blessing. Love all you guys, man. Dropping gems in here. The audience has been, man, putting it together. Akila, Bakia, blessings, sister. Shalom to you. And we are out. Peace, man.